Thanks for watching The Bottom Line. I'm your host, Susan Kennedy. Much of the work of the Montgomery County Council takes place outside the walls of 100 Maryland Avenue. In this show, we take a close look at a few of those issues and how they affect you as a county resident. We start this time with the redevelopment of downtown Wheaton. It's a town perfectly situated in the center of 3 major thoroughfares and is less than 2 miles from the Capitol Beltway. With the added convenience of public transportation, Wheaton is the ideal location for growing a business or development project. But just how to redevelop is the question. The county executive's capital improvements plan calls for a $42 million investment in Wheaton. That figure covers the cost of building a platform for retail and office space on top of Metrobus bays at Georgia Avenue and Veers Mill Road, as well as a town square at Reedy Drive and Grandview Avenue. However, the County Council's Planning, Housing, and Economic Development Committee has voted to adopt a different scenario for Wheaton, one that delays or eliminates the platform and instead builds additional office space which could be used by a county agency, a proposal council members say they believe is more tangible.
That proposal, which would deliver the county in Wheaton a office building, a really wonderful plaza, and an opportunity to begin to stimulate redevelopment, which hopefully will then lead to private investment as well.
Council members say what Wheaton needs is increased office space that would bring customers for Wheaton's restaurants and businesses during the day. They say building the platform is not necessary. It would not generate revenue and would create noise and disruption to Metrobus.
My concern is I don't want us to end up with an empty platform and empty storefronts in Wheaton because of the construction impacts that it took to build the empty platform, wiped out the businesses that are already there.
Hey, look who's here, it's Val.
Over many years, the Wheaton Redevelopment Advisory Committee and the Wheaton Urban District Advisory Committee had said that what Wheaton lacked was lunchtime business and that they were asking for an office presence. Now, the office market today in Wheaton isn't very strong, and so by moving county agencies to Wheaton, we stimulate that lunchtime business, and once one office building is constructed, Wheaton, you sort of change the image of Wheaton, and Wheaton becomes a more desirable place for, we would hope, private sector investment.
So this is a familiar spot along the triangle here of businesses. And Anna Lopez Van Balen is the director of the Mid-County Regional Services Center. She says the community has been involved in the redevelopment plans for 10 years and wants something bigger that is complemented by office space and a hotel.
But they have this grander vision of an even better community with a town square just like it exists in other parts of the county. They believe that because of all the assets that exist here, from 3 state roads that intersect in Wheaton to the metro to being just 2 miles from 495, that this is such a great opportunity to bring development into Wheaton.
I have been to a few meetings about it. I hope that, and I know it will improve the area, in terms of more space for people to walk around, enjoy themselves with their families in the evenings, cleaner places, walkways, parking spaces, a new outlook. I'm looking forward to that.
Officials from the county executive's office say the Fed committee proposal is a last-minute switch from what the community has envisioned, and in the end would not be the best venture for the county.
The proposal from the Fed committee is to put 1 or 2 government buildings in, but it doesn't leverage any private sector dollars. When we did downtown Silver Spring, it was designed to put public money in to support private investment. We don't see the Fed committee's plan as producing any private investment at all. That's not a good deal for the taxpayers.
But one thing all parties can agree on is that the time for Wheaton is now. Construction of the new library and recreation center has been accelerated, and work is underway at the new mixed-use Safeway on Georgia Avenue. Both the council members and the community envision more public space where residents can gather.
This is our town square, our green as we call it. This is where we have our concerts in the summer. And as you can see, it's not as conducive to a variety of different events. And so they want a place where they can come together, where they can celebrate the heritage that exists here.
You know, the great thing about Wheaton is that the potential has always been there, and it doesn't need a dramatic overhaul. It just needs to have more presence during the day, more people that can patronize the restaurants that are already there. You know, it needs to be a destination spot. It needs to have better connectivity, better pedestrian connectivity as well. And I think that's exactly, it's sort of the cherry on top for Wheaton.
There's no question adolescence can be a challenging time, but a group of young Montgomery County women are part of a program that empowers teens by giving them a sense of community. Listen up, because these teen girls are talking.
It all relates back to not having enough programs that educate us.
The young women who participated in the Talk with a Teen Girl Forum are part of a positive youth development program called Sneakers.
And I feel like it's an amazing program, and every teen girl should be part of it.
They provided insight into the issues they face and how they are working to become their own advocates.
So many times adults see us on the streets and they judge us because of our looks or the way we talk around others. But I think if they do stop and just get to know us, talk to us for a second, don't judge us by how we look, but judge us because of our inner personality.
So basically there's a lot of stereotypes with the whole teen girl thing, and get to know where we want to go in life and just get to know a little bit about us, and you'll see that you'll like us.
Councilmember Nancy Florine took part in the panel discussion, looking for clearer insight into the real lives of girls who live in our community.
Well, having been a teen girl myself, having had one as a daughter, you know, the challenges that young women face are just incredible, and to be there for these young women. I think everyone wants respect, and to encourage other people to remember this is a fragile time for many young women, and anything you can do to support a young woman in the middle of all these stresses about how you look and who's the right guy, they really need support through all that.
And the results, which may not be surprising, but they're certainly enlightening.
Early results from the survey, which was developed by girls who participate in the Sneakers program, indicate that 41% of teen girls say they are being labeled and put down because of their race or color. 61% said that fights among young people are problems they face every day. But what these teen girls say is the biggest problem? Not being able to eat healthier at school.
We go to school, you tell us to eat healthy, and you have the media saying, oh, you have to be thin, you have to go exercise, but then you're giving us food that's not even fully cooked. That makes no sense.
We were playing a game I'm sure that you've done in your Sneakers group.
The Sneakers program is structured to provide long-term investment in teen women. Group meetings are held weekly in the schools, starting in the 8th grade and continuing through high school. Discussion topics run the gamut.
She was like, the things we talk about in here, I'm like, I'm sorry, does it make you uncomfortable? And she was like, no, I mean, it's really interesting, but wow.
From academics, life opportunities, decision-making, and emotional support.
And then we have our really emotional moments.
Yeah.
Sneakers is where these teens learn about who they are and how to handle life.
I think our group is it's good that we can talk to each other. So then when you hear another person talk about it, you're like, oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one, and it really makes you feel better about yourself.
It helps all of us individually figure out our own problems.
It's like a bond, a family, and we speak up for what we believe in, for who we are. I feel like we'll make it far.
Lisette Oriana was once a member of Sneakers when she was a teen mother. She says girls face many of the same issues today as in the past.
Years go by, but the issues still stay the same, and girls are still navigating the same challenges, whether you're a teen mother or not, that I had in high school. And we still just want to be heard, we want to be valued, we don't want to be judged. We just want someone who shows they understand and they care.
It does have to do with stereotype. When somebody disrespects one of them,
Councilmember Florine says it's important to recognize these young women as our future, but what she took away most from the discussion was that we need to talk with a teen girl today.
Everything we can do to bring attention to that fact, I think, is really critical to the success of this county. It's true for all our young people. Their world is so different from how it used to be when I was young. And we need to listen. That's the most important thing. It's true for us as politicians, and it's true for us as community members. We need to know to listen.
It's no secret Montgomery County is a community full of talent, and a great deal of that talent is nurtured at Strathmore. The County Council has long been a supporter of the programs at Strathmore, the home for arts in Montgomery County.
Big gaps.
County Council member Nancy Florine serves on the board at Strathmore. She says it's a place where artists can fulfill their dreams.
Strathmore Music Center and Art Center really is just a tremendous commitment to hope, to dreaming, to creativity, and it has turned into such a community festival of different arts groups. Different backgrounds are reflected in their programming, and that's what you want to see in a community, and that's what we have at Strathmore.
We caught up with one Montgomery County resident who has been a distinct beneficiary of the programs at Strathmore, and he plays guitar like nobody's business. When Nate Foley was just 4 years old, he told his parents he wanted to play the electric guitar.
The electric guitar specifically, not the acoustic or anything, just electric.
After getting his first guitar for his 7th birthday, Nate Foley spent hours listening to music from all genres and began to play music by ear. It was then his father Maurice knew it was time to invest in lessons.
He had the energy level that we knew had to be challenged into something. We didn't have to do anything to really encourage him in music. It was something that he always wanted to do.
Today, Nate is a phenom of sorts. This guitar prodigy is an 8-time winner of the Apollo Theater's Amateur Night, something that's never been done before.
I realized that I was starting to get good after I did Amateur Night at the Apollo. When I was 12 or 13, that's when that was. And when I won that, when I won for 2008,
Nathan Foley!
I was like, oh, okay, so people like this, so maybe I should focus some more. So then that's when I really started focusing on the instrument and my own style and what I wanted to do with it.
It's hard to believe when you hear Nate Foley play the guitar. He's just a teenager, but this Blair High School senior has a groove of his own. Nate studies at the Levine School of Music at Strathmore, and as part of the Artist in Residence program, was given the opportunity to perform 2 concerts at the Mansion.
I'm not a regular high schooler, and I don't try to be a regular high schooler. You know, I'm pretty focused on the music thing. So pretty much, when I'm not practicing or gigging, I'm researching about. I'll either be watching other players on YouTube, or I'm researching different equipment, or I'm doing my homework. So I'm pretty focused.
Foley says he calls himself a soul guitarist because he tries to communicate to people's spirits and souls through his music.
Well, my dreams are I want to go to the Grammys next year, and I want to win a Grammy before I'm 22. So those are my 2 big goals. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that's awesome. Well, that does it for this edition of The Bottom Line. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.